Good evening, afternoon, good day to everybody. First of all, I want to say, hey, thank you to all my new subscribers. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you haven't already, drop them comments. Let me know how you feeling. I love the comments. I get excited when I get an alert and I'm like, ooh, what they saying? Even if it's something they disagreeing with my video. I like the insight. I like to hear opposing opinions because just because it's my opinion don't make it right. And so I look forward to it. I like it. So I just wanted to say that on the front end. And of course, I know I said it before, James. All the people you sent to me, boo. Words just can't even describe, in a short amount of time, you became my ace one from one. Okay, boo. And not just because you sent subscribers, you know how we did up in Pittsburgh. And like I said before, I don't need to get into it again, but you didn't, but you did. Didn't have to, but you did. So I am going to attempt to do this new show on BET in Contempt. And the reason why I say attempt is this. Let me break a few things down for y'all. First and foremost, I don't really fuck with BET like that. And I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of why I don't really fuck with BET like that. BET came out when I was a kid. I remember BET. I remember, oh shit, I can see the face, but I can't, the name is, I don't know why. Donnie Simpson, Lord Jesus, as a DC resident, for me to let Donnie Simpson fall out my mind. I remember watching Donnie Simpson. I remember looking at his guests. I remember like certain memorable interviews. I remember when he had Aaliyah on there and he asked her about R. Kelly. I remember I grew up on that. My problem with BET going all the way back to the beginning is that I felt like BET had such a platform, such possibility, and they didn't take advantage of it in the way that they could have / should have. I ain't gonna get into the business of limitations, and I'm not going down that road because that's all over. That's water under the bridge. Fast forward to now. I think BET has made a concerted effort over the now. The problem is that it's no longer BET. It's not a black ownership. It's Viacom. So if it looks more like VH1 or MTV, it's because it's the same fucking company. But it is what it is. I've already said too much. Let me bring it back. So I don't really fuck with BET like that. BET will fuck up a show. The Game was one of my favorite shows. It got canceled. BET picked it up. We was all excited and happy. I watched like 3 episodes on BET and was like, nope. They fucked it up. Couple of other shows I kind of fuck with here and there. Being Mary Jane. Was that BET? Yeah, that was BET. Like nowadays I get BET and VH1 mixed up. I mean, not VH1, TV1 mixed up, but that's BET. It's canceled now, but I was kind of feeling it. It had its moments. The Quad, I never was 100% on board with the Quad, to be honest with you. I struggled through the first season, but I tried to hang in there with it because I was like, I'm trying to support that whole concept. It wasn't a different world. It was never trying to be a different world. It was just a TV show that was on a setting on an HBCU. But being a graduate of an HBCU, I wanted to support it. I like the main character, Anika Ani Rose. I love her. I've loved her in pretty much everything I've seen her in. So I wanted to support the concept. But I really, you know how you have shows that you tape because you really want to watch it, but then it's sitting in your DVR forever. That was the Quad. Even to the point where I had 10 episodes sitting on my DVR until yesterday. When I found out the shit got canceled, I said, well, ain't no need me trying to get caught up now because I ain't trying to get vested in a story that I know is over and ain't going nowhere. So, delete. And if somebody picks it up and it come back, shit, I can find it on my Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I say all that to say that's why I started this off with I'm going to try this in Contempt. Because I don't know how BET going to do it. So here's my review, and I'm sorry that took me 5 minutes to get there, and I apologize. Fast forward through it. The show is from the producers of Law and Order. I love a law show. I love Law and Order. I love anything, not anything, but I love most TV shows, whatever that deal with, that whole going to court law thing, hustle bustle of the law, and the lawyers and the public defenders and the prosecutors, that whole thing. I love it. So I was like, all right, I think we could work with this. I'm not gonna go play by play, okay? I'm gonna just hit some high points because I still want. It's still new. It just came out last night. I want y'all to go see it for yourself, and you tell me how you feel in them comments. But this is where I am with it. It was a pilot. Anybody who knows anything about a pilot, you know that a pilot's got to get in, get you quick, and hold on. So the first like 10 minutes was everywhere. You see the main character come in. Y'all know I got to get these names. Gwen. Young black woman, she's hustling, she's coming into the courtroom, her client is out front yelling about Black Lives Matter. She's like, I need you to get up to the courtroom. You see her stop by the vendor and pick up her energy drinks, and the vendor's like, just put it on your tab. She walks into the courtroom, she hands the bailiff a coffee. You see that she has relationships at the courthouse, that she not no rookie, and that she know her way around what's going on, and she's like rolling. Her client rolls up in there. Now, I don't think the client was that late, to be honest with you. They hadn't even really started court, but he rolls up in there. He looked the same as when he was outside yelling about Black Lives Matter. He's one of these conspiracy theorists. But as you hear her try to defend him and try to present his case, there's clearly some mental illness there. I mean, you even hear her say, are you taking your meds? And he was like, nah, that's part of the, that's how they get to you, that's part of the, what did he say? Damn, I should have wrote it down. But when she asked about his meds, and he was like, nah, that's how they get you, you know what I'm saying? Like, they part of the conspiracy, or they control your mind or something like that. So he's clearly got a mental illness, and he's not on his meds. So the judge, the DA offers her a deal. And she's kind of like, can I get 10 minutes to talk to my client? You could tell that she's going to recommend he take it. But she was like, Judge, can I get 10 minutes to talk to my client? Client was like, we don't need to talk because I ain't taking it. I ain't taking no deal. And she was like, I really need to talk to you because I really feel like you should take the deal. I ain't taking the deal. And then he was like, you working with them? You working with them? So he starts to choke her. Instead of, so of course here come the bailiffs and the court officers are coming over. She starts fighting the court officers because she's like, he's sick, he don't do it, don't choke him, he don't mean it, he apologizes. And he done slapped her, threw her down, and she tried to, she punched the other guy, the court attorney, the guy she had just bought the coffee for. She punched him, and it was a mess. And after that's all over with, she was like, Judge, we'll take the plea. Bitch, that plea is gone. What made you think they were still offering you or your client a plea? So that's that, grab you, get you. You know what I'm saying? And it got me. I was just like, Lord, she is throwing down in the courtroom first thing in the morning. So then we cut to a white character, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a white character. She's got the southern drawl, and she's in the judge's chambers, and she's kind of doing her little seductive thing, talking about, well, I'm just a innocent old conservative girl, Your Honor, and could you teach me, play your little role playing or whatever. And so it's clear that she's having an affair with this judge, and I was like, okay, obviously she's an attorney somewhere in there, and this is a risque relationship, and I think they even allude to him being married. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but I think they do. I'm pretty certain they do. Then we cut to, I guess, her office. It's clear that she's a public defender or works for an organization for people who are low or no income. So they cut to an office that looks like a public defender's office, and you see this real prissy black girl sitting with her purse in her lap, and, got on a little Chanel suit or something close to it, and, she's got the hand sanitizer, and, she's sitting there like this. And the funniest line was the secretary, one of the guys in the waiting room, he's trying to come on to her, talking about something, what's your hustle? What you here for? He was like, you lifting Louis bags out the department store? And the secretary said, this was some funny shit. She said, I already got 2 videos on World Star. You want to be my third? And he sits back like, I'm done. I'm good. We good. That's some funny shit. I already got 2 videos on World Star. You want to be my third? That's some funny shit. So the black girl is there, the prissy one that I was just talking about. She mistakes her boss. Her boss. The boss comes in. He invites to work. He all sweaty and panting and stuff. And of course, she doesn't think that's who her boss is. She goes to the black guy with the nice suit on in the back. He was looking at her like when she went to go shake his hand and stuff. He was like, and the white guy was like, "Excuse me, I'm your boss. Like that's me you looking for." And so the story on her is she has a job at a big law firm, but I guess that law firm has some sort of program where they go and they work and work for the public defender's office or what have you for a year, and then they go back to the main courtroom, and it puts them at a certain level. It puts them like at a higher level as just coming in as an entry. So she's just doing her penance. You know what I'm saying? She like, all right, I'm going to do this 1 year here. I'm going to knock it out. And she kept saying, I'm not supposed to be in criminal court. I'm supposed to be in civil. I'm supposed to be in civil. And they were like, well, we put you where we fit you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to choose where you're going to be. And nobody really wants to be bothered with her. So then you see another character, black guy. His name is Charlie. And there's some sort of supervisory position that they're all vying for. So Charlie is he's the Mac, he's the Don Juan of the office or whatever, and the boss puts him with the new girl, talking about all right, take care of the rookie, you're trying to be a supervisor, be supervisory, take the rookie with you down to the courthouse, teach her the ropes. And of course, nobody wants to have the rookie with them. Nobody wants the person that they got to actually explain what they're doing. They just want to get in, get it done. It's that hustle bustle, you got 40 cases to get to in one day kind of thing. So then we cut back to the main character, Gwen. She's standing in the men's bathroom. And she's trying to make a plea on one of her cases. And the attorney offers her a plea, and she was like, wait a minute, that was too quick. She was like, that was too quick. It's something more to it. And I said I wasn't going to do a play-by-play, so I'm going to try to stop because I feel like I am doing a play-by-play. When he offers her a plea deal, and she was like, well, wait a minute, that was too easy. Let me talk to my client. So she goes to her client, and she tells him, she's like, look, they offering you 5 years. You need to go ahead and take it. If we go to trial and we don't win, that's going to be 15 years. And he was like, I'm not guilty. I didn't do this. And come to find out, he's being accused of attempted rape of a woman outside on a college campus. Her contention, or the lawyer's contention, is that the police did a shoddy ID. Yes, he had what they found was the locket on him. And so that was their evidence, like, well, he must be the one that did it. She said, excuse me, y'all, I'm scratching my leg. The witness, I apologize, not the witness, the victim, sorry, she ID'd him, and he had her locket, and his thing was, I found the locket, like, it was on the ground, I found it, I picked it up, I was gonna give it to my daughter. And I was thinking, hey, I'm lucky, this is my lucky day, I found me something to take home to my daughter. And the whole time he's saying, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty. And her thing is, you could tell she's struggling with the whole, I don't know whether you are guilty or not, but what I do know is I probably can't get you off. Like, you can be innocent all you want, but if the cards aren't on my side and I don't have anything to give to the jury, to give to to give them, to convince them that you didn't do this, it doesn't matter whether you're innocent or not. And I'm trying to, let's take this plea. But once he decides not to take the plea, she's got to, defend the case. So we see that the guy that the judge that the white girl was sleeping with, he is a judge, and she's in his courtroom, and I guess she thought that by sleeping with him, it was gonna make life a little bit easier for her. They don't give you a lot of information on her, like, a lot of the background, but she was pissed because the judge was kind of really nasty to her, really short with her, and sort of forced her to make her client take a really bad deal. And so she was pissed off about it, and later on in the episode, she kind of confronts him, and she's like, you made me push my client into taking a bad deal. And he was like, well, he wasn't guilty of that, he'd be guilty of something else. And she was like, well, that was real, that's a really fucked up thing to say. And he was like, well, that's why you love me. She was like, not right now, I don't. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes, what direction that goes, because she didn't get up and leave, but you could tell she was irritated, she was not happy. So I'm not going to tell y'all the ending. I'm not going to tell y'all how the case ends. But suffice to say that this Gwen is a damn firecracker, okay? I'm just going to tell y'all that she ends up in handcuffs 3 times in this one episode. And this one episode don't seem like it lasts more than maybe a week or two. So let me get into what I liked and what I didn't like and what my recommendation is going to be. Like I said, I didn't mean to give y'all that much play-by-play, but I'm going to leave it there. Oh, we get a little bit of her family life too. She seems to come from a decent family. Her dad is a judge. He's played by Richard Lawson. If you're not familiar with him, you'll know his face when you see him, and if you don't know nothing else, he's married to Miss Tina. Beyonce knows his mama, so you know his face. But he plays her dad. He's a judge, and he really wants her to come out of there. And he's like, I could hook you up with a job at this particular law firm and that. And she really pushes back on him. Again, I'm not going to give you all the specifics. I'm gonna let y'all tell me what y'all think. So here's where I am. Here's the negative. I'm gonna start with the negative, end with the positive, and then drop it there. The negative. I felt like the storyline was very lazy writing. I felt like this pilot I've seen before. You didn't surprise me. You didn't give me anything I wasn't expecting. You didn't give me anything different. Other than that opening scene where that man knocked the shit out of her, that I wasn't ready for. I think you're trying to make her this positive, passionate lawyer who fights for justice, who fights for her clients. But what you really gave me was obnoxious, bratty, doing too much, for lack of a better word. And I just really didn't buy it. I really didn't buy her. There was a scene that I'm not going to get into. I'm going to let y'all see it for yourself, where she not only went too far, but it was just unnecessarily too far. She has a conversation with her father, and he's trying to basically tell her, look, this is the way of the world. And my thing is, I'm looking at you, and I'm like, you too old not to already know what he's telling you. So either you bullheaded, and you're not trying to accept what he's telling you, or you just on some old crusader bullshit, and it didn't come off cute to me. The good. What I liked was that I feel like we're tackling some issues. It came up a couple of times about bail. The white girl, her client, ended up having to take a plea deal because he couldn't afford bail. He had been given bail, but he couldn't afford the bail. And he would have been in jail for however many months. And he was like, yo, I'm going to lose my bed, because I guess he was staying at temporary housing. And he was like, I'm going to lose my bed, if I don't go back or whatever. So it was a lot with that ended up coming into play. And we talk about the new Jim Crow, so I feel like they addressed some of those issues with the whole bail thing. That came up a couple of times. There was a scene where the young girl, the rookie, was defending her client. He got 5 days in jail, and they had to explain to her, no, that's a good thing. This man is homeless. That's 5 days of 3 hots and a cot. And you saw that the rookie was like, why is that a good thing? And they were like, because if not, he gonna be back on the streets. So at least this way he get a week of somewhere warm where he can wash his clothes, he can take a shower, he can get some food. So I think that they're addressing some real issues. We haven't. It's just the pilot, so we ain't talked about no solutions yet. And it's not, it's a show, so it's not social commentary on that level where they're gonna give us all the solutions. But I think that they did do a good job of addressing the problems. You saw the first case, how mental illness plays a part, the bail issue, the her client, and the situation with the DA not being fully transparent about things, and how people get railroaded if they don't have the right type of attorney. Like, they address the real issues that are going on in our criminal justice system. So from that point of view, it was a good thing. The acting was good. I did like that. And we saw a lot of fresh faces. For the exception of Richard Lawson, most of the faces were some fresh faces and fresh actors, and I always love to see some new people getting some jobs. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to keep it in my DVR. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a season. I'll give it the whole season. And I'm gonna see where it goes. I'm gonna see how I feel. I'm gonna see if I feel any different about some of these characters. I'm trying to hold my opinion because it is just that it's the pilot. You know, there are times where you see the pilot, and then by the time you get to the second episode, so much stuff has changed because the pilot is just that. It's there to sell that show. And then once it gets picked up and the network says, yes, we're going to pick this show up, then you see it goes in a different direction. Go back and look at the first episode of The Cosby Show. That wasn't even the same damn house. Right? They changed the whole setup. You know, the oldest daughter wasn't in the pilot. Never brought her name up. So things change from the pilot to the second episode. So I'm gonna keep it in my DVR. I'm gonna see where it goes next week. I'm sorry this was so long because I really didn't intend for. I meant for this to be like a little 10-minute video. But again, I'm excited about my community growing. I'm thank everybody who's joining the tribe. I hope you like what you see. Drop it in the comments, y'all.